matchup. The Musketeers come in off a heartbreaker last week to the other Harrison County team, Corden Panthers, in a 33-32 loss on a, really, I guess you call it last-second extra point that was the difference in the ball game for the Musketeers. I believe North Harrison comes in with 2 or 3 losses on their record, losing to Charlestown and I believe Brownstown. I'm not for sure on that, but the word on the street with North Harrison is they're big and they like to pound the football and run it down the field, and we're going to have tackle tonight. Alongside me is the legend, Coach Ferris. So, Coach, you know a little bit more about North Harrison. You've talked to Coach Dean this week. You know, what's going to be the keys for us to come out of here with a big victory?
Mikey, as you said, you know, you're going to see this North Harrison team just try to pound the football and just run it down your throat. They've done that for years. Coach Williamson here at North Harrison, that's his philosophy, that's his style, and they line it up and say, stop us if you can, and that's something that the Musketeers are going to have to do tonight. You know, we struggled a little bit on defense the last few weeks. Got to tackle, make some stops. Our offense I feel pretty good about because we scored lots of points the last 3 weeks, I guess. And, you know, we can't get down by a score or two here early in the first quarter and then try to come back and play even with North Harrison, because they're going to try to control the ball, try to eat 7 or 8 minutes off the clock, and keep it out of the hands of our offense. And, you know, that's been our strong point this year is our offense. We're averaging around 34, 35 points a game, but we're giving up about that many as well. And, you know, we've got to be able to capitalize on their mistakes and make a few stops, and hopefully we can continue the consistent offense that we've had the past 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, I agree with you. You know, we're just a play here or there away from the record being completely opposite of what we are right now. I believe we're sitting at 1-4 or whatever. You know, we could easily be 4-1, 3-2 right now.
Yep.
You know, besides the opening game of the season at West Washington, I mean, like you said, we put enough points on the board to win. It's just figuring out our defense and all that and getting the quick start. But you know, this team here from North Harrison, you know, they're one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the conference this year. Very talented team, have a lot of high hopes in the postseason. But this could be a big shot in the arm for the Musketeers if they come out of here with a win tonight. You know, we feel like you got 2 winnable games the following next 2 weeks, and, you know, see what happens at Charlestown. You never know. But,
yeah,
you know, and like you said, our offense has been, it's just not been Braden Jones.
Right.
You know, we have weapons with Adams, Jury, you know, Caleb King's getting in the mixture, and, you know, so, but the Musketeers are set to receive the kickoff here. Is number 12, Wayne Scott, set to kick off for the Cougars. Here's the kick. Going to be picked up by Adams. Goes up the far side. He's on the sideline. He's got some room. One got to get past the kicker, and he knocks him out of bounds at about the North Harrison 43-yard line. So good start for the Musketeers. That's a big shot in the arm for the Musketeers right there.
Yeah, that was big for us. Now let's get it going and score here.
It didn't look good from the onset right
No,
there.
it did not. We kind of bobbled the kickoff, and Adams took it and went up the sideline, and thought maybe he was going to go there for a minute, but they made the play.
So here comes the Musketeers. Want to give a shout out to Wes. He's at work, or let's just say he's at work. I don't know if he's working or not, but he's there. Miss him. He'll be back with us next week. But here comes Bannon in the shotgun. Jones. Bannon's going to step back. He throws it to Gibson. Gibson turns it up the middle of the field. He's going to get close to a first down.
Yep.
At least 9 yards on that play. Good play there by Gibson.
Well, you know they're going to be keying on Braden. Braden's had some big games the last 2 or 3 weeks, and I'm sure they geared their defense to stop him tonight.
So it'll be a gain of 9, be 2nd and 1. That opens up the playbook for Coach Moore over there. Landed in the shotgun with Jones, hands it off to Jones. He's right up the middle for about a 4-yard gain.
That was a big hole that we opened right there for him.
Yeah. So it'll be 1st and 10 from about the 33 the 28 for the Musketeers. So I'm gonna guess, I haven't heard, Braden didn't win the Player of the Week.
No, he did not. I forget who won, but kid from a bigger school, and
ran it over to Gibson again. He's trying to make another move like he did, and he's going to get about 3 yards on the play. That's big for Gibson. You know, he could be a huge asset to us, and
good athlete.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to see getting him involved in the offense and get some positive plays here.
Well, here comes the Musketeers again. It'll be 2nd and 7 from the 25. Anna hands it off to Jones. Goes up to the left side. He's still got the feet moving. Going to get to about the 21. Gain of about 4 there. Thought he had a bigger hole on the right side there, but I'll bring up a 3rd and 3 for the Musketeers. Definitely in 4-down territory for the Musketeers. I think it's 2 touches for the big boy right here.
I agree.
Here's Bandit again. Fakes the handoff. He's going to roll out. Throws one and
almost picked off.
Yeah, fortunate there. He's being pressured. As North Harrison finally gets pressure in the backfield on him. We have number 74, Stuffle.
Kind of looked like maybe we had a couple guys going the wrong way on that play. And a little bit of a busted play there.
So here's a big down for both teams as we'll bring a 4th and 3 from the 21 here. If North Harrison can get a stop, it'll be huge for them with the field position the Musketeers started with. Hands it off to Jones. He's got the 1st down.
1st down, yep. Good play call.
And he's going to take it to about the 15-yard line.
Braden's covering that ball tonight. I know he had 2 or 3 fumbles last week, and he was pretty hard on himself, and he's got both arms around that ball, securing it tonight.
That sophomore class is pretty special. I mean, with Cody and Braden and Jury, there's 2 or 3 more, but King in motion, hands it off to Jones. He goes off the left side. Big hole. Gets another 4 or 5 yards.
We're pretty effective when we put King in the backfield and use him as a lead blocker. I know Coach Dean's starting to put some variations to that formation in because teams are starting to key on, whatever side he's on. So they're trying to mix up some things here.
And you go back to week 1, you talked about it, that was an adjustment we made at the half over at West Washington, and it made a big difference, and we've just used it ever since. So here's Bannon with the pitch over to Jones. He's going to be probably short of a 1st down by about a yard. So about 4 or 5 on that carry will bring up a 3rd and 1, 3rd or 2.
I know Braden's his game is up the middle, but for a big kid, he's pretty fast.
Right.
And running that speed option there, we got 4 or 5 yards off that. That was pretty impressive.
So here goes the Musketeers on a 3rd and 2. Hands it up to Jones, and he's going to be stopped at about the line of scrimmage.
Yep. I would not be surprised if they come back with that formation. Adams is wide open over here. If they run a quick slant, that may be 6 points.
So they're going to say it was a loss of 2 yards on the play. Not a very good spot for the Musketeers. So 4th and 4 from the 8. There's the option, Jones. He's
close.
The 5-yard line.
I believe he's got it. Yep, 1st down.
Good hard run there by Braden. So I'll bring up a 1st and goal from the 5.
That's twice this series we've seen the speed option. Coach Dean talked to me about that this week, that they put that little wrinkle in to get their defense out of position a little bit.
He gives you the message coming in what he put on the board tonight.
He did. Yes, he did.
So 1st and goal from the 4 is where they got it marked. Here's Bannon again. Fakes, throws it over to Jones. A little miscommunication on the play there. The Musketeers are going to lose about 3 yards.
Looked like he wanted to pitch it to the right, and Jones went left. So
it'll be about a 3-yard loss. Bring up 2nd goal from the 8. And McBride now on split backs is checked in. Fake it to him. Bandit rolls out. Hits King for the touchdown. Good throw by Cody.
Good play action. Now, Mikey, we know that this next play has been our Achilles heel. So I know Coach told me that they've been working on some 2-point plays and working on better execution. So we'll see what happens here.
Well, I was unfortunate we didn't have football when I was in school, but how hard is it to kick?
It really depends. You got to get a perfect snap, perfect hold. You got straight-on kickers, you got soccer-style kickers.
So Musketeers line up for the 2-point conversion. Fake it. There's the pitch to Jones. And he's going to be ran out about the 1-yard line. So the extra point 2-point conversion was no good by the Musketeers as they take a 6-0 lead with 6:24 here to go in the 1st quarter. Great start for the Musketeers. We'll step away and hear a word from one of our sponsors and be right back to bring you Musketeer football.
Remember when you had your birthday party at McDonald's, playing with your family and friends? enjoying cake, and that one-of-a-kind McDonald's food and drink. If you're looking for a fun and safe place to have a party for your children or grandchildren, look no further. Party time is back at McDonald's right here in Salem, Mitchell, and West Baden. That's right, hosted birthday parties are back, baby. Call event coordinator Renee Lewis at 812-788-0126 to schedule your birthday for Salem, Mitchell, or West Baden today. The party includes food and drink for up to 10 guests, with your choice of white or chocolate cake, ice cream for each child, a gift for the birthday boy or girl, goodie bags for each child, and a festive decorated party area. Parties at Salem allow children to play, while the McDonald's in Mitchell and West Baden will feature age-appropriate games. Let McDonald's make your child's next birthday party stress-free for you and fun for them. Call Renee at 812.
All right, welcome back here to Ramsey, Indiana. As the Musketeers score on the opening drive, as we're set to kick off, Gilstrap kicks off. Good kick. North Harrison on the return. I believe that's number 24. Snyder on the carry. He's going to be stopped at about the 35. Big, we get a stop here and get some momentum going, it'd be big for us, because, you know, I kind of feel like North Harrison come in thinking they were going to, you know, but when they look at us on the schedule and have every right to the way things have been, it's a win. So
absolutely.
There's the handoff, number 8, Wetzel. He's going to get about 16 or 17 yards on the carry.
Well, that was a good start for the Musketeers, driving the ball down, scoring first. I don't think that's happened all year. And, you know, like I said earlier, we got to get a couple stops. I feel good with our offense, but we just got to get some stops here on defense.
So Langdon under center. Hands it off. Number 8 again, Wetzel. He bounces off outside. we had him stopped at about a minimal 1 or 2 yard gain.
Yep. This is what North Harrison does. They line it up and say, stop us.
So that'll be a first down for North Harrison again. It'll bring up a 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line of the Musketeers. 2 plays, they've went about 40 yards, so. There's a snap, handed off to number 16, and he's got a gang of Musketeers finally bring him down after about a 5-yard carry. That was,
had him stopped at the line of scrimmage too.
Yep. Leffler with the carry there. So that'll bring up about a 2nd and 5.
Looks like we made a little bit of an adjustment to our defensive line. I see some guys playing D-line that don't normally play a lot, mainly offensive linemen.
Here's Langdon again. Hands it off to Wetzel. He comes off the right side and going to get enough for the first down. So that'll be a 1st and 10 from about the 18, 17-yard line.
Looks like we're going to a 5-man defensive front tonight, and I'm sure that's because of their style of offense. Trying to plug some holes there with some bigger guys.
Hands it off again to Wetzel. He's going to get inside the 5-yard line to about the 4-yard line. So it'll be 1st and goal now from about the 4-yard line. Here comes Langdon again under center. Hands it off to Wetzel again, and he's going to get in for a touchdown. So it didn't take the Cougars long to march down the field and get a score on our opening possession. Just see if they're going to kick or go for the 2-point conversion.
They made that look pretty easy.
They did.
No, we've got some guys in there that don't play a lot of defense, but some of our bigger guys to try to plug some holes, as I said earlier.
Well, here, kick out to Wetzel, have him in the backfield, and he's going to get in.
We had him stopped.
Caleb King missed the tackle there, and I can't believe tell who the other one was. But
2 or 3 other guys missed him, and
so with 4:03 to go here in the first, 8-6 lead by the Cougars. A difference of 2-point conversions. Musketeers will be set for their second possession of the game. We'll step away and hear a word from one of our sponsors. This is Musketeer Football being brought to you by WSLM Radio out of Salem, Indiana.
Hello, and this is Jalen Hoare over at John Jones. School is in full session across the region, so let's talk safety. School buses are rolling around the community, so make sure that you're always aware of your surroundings. Remember to come to a complete stop once you see those flashing lights and extended stop arms. These kids are relying on us to keep them safe. Speaking of safe, Chevrolet has a plethora of standard safety features, which includes but is not limited to the front pedestrian alert. Front pedestrian braking uses a camera to see pedestrians in front of your vehicle and can alert you or even apply the brakes. Keep in mind all these safety features could potentially lead you to lower...
All right, welcome back here to Ramsey, Indiana. Musketeers set to receive a kickoff after the Cougars' opening drive touchdown. Jury and Gibson back to receive. Here's the kick. Good kick. Sends Jury back to about the 5-yard line. Looking for a hole. He's going to be stopped at about the 26, 27-yard line. Pretty good kick there, Coach.
Yep, real good kick.
So here comes the Musketeers. Don't have the field position they had in the start of the game, but
see what we're made of here. Coming back from a quick score from North Harrison, see if we can respond and do that ourselves.
Well, the positive so far is normally they're scoring and we haven't scored yet. So, so here's Bennett. Hands off to Jones. He's still going. He's going to get a couple yards there. Now, Braden's going to earn everything tonight.
Yeah. I know he's had 30-plus carries the last 2 or 3 weeks, and talking to Coach Dean, you know, you hate to give a kid the ball that many times, but, you know, he's got 16 touchdowns on the year, and that's pretty impressive for a sophomore. So you give it to the guy that gets you to the end zone.
So here's Bennett with split backs with McBride and Jones. Hands it off to McBride. He's got a hole. He's going to get close to the first down marker.
That's a little bit of change of pace for us. Fake to Braden and give it to 2 other guys in the backfield. And McBride, he's pretty quick, got some moves, and got some positive yards for first down there.
He's a hard-nosed player.
He is. He's been that way ever since I've seen him play football from day one.
So first down for the Musketeers. They'll be out to about the 42-yard line. Bennett with it now in shotgun. Steps back. He's going to throw. Throws it over to Caleb King. He's going to get about 3 yards on the play. I thought that was coming to McBride from the get-go.
But I think McBride thought it was coming to him as well.
So 3-yard pickup there for King on the play.
You know, little plays like that, you know, you think, oh, it's only 3 yards, but it's very similar to giving Braden the ball, and he's getting 3 yards on the run. You're just saving him another carry and still getting positive yards. So,
and you're making the defense play you honest.
Getting different guys involved.
So 2nd and 7, 2:08 to go here in the opening period. Bennett with it, fakes a handoff, throws the wide receiver screen to Jury, and he's going to have enough for a first down, but there is a flag on the play.
Probably hold him. Now, those are things we can't afford.
No.
Moving the ball and then have penalties. Yep, there's a holding.
You know, that's one thing we didn't talk about before the game, but that's another thing that's been a thorn in our side is, you know, when we get a play like that, a penalty to bring it back, it's going to make it a long second down now.
Yeah, we did better with that last week. Of course, we did have a couple fumbles that killed drives, but you know, I don't remember too many penalties that hurt us last week against Corden. Now we've got second about 17.
So here's Bennett again. Step back to throw. Gives it to King. There's another flag.
Sure, if we had a lineman down the field.
Against the Musketeers.
Yeah. Like we had a lineman downfield on that pass play.
So the Musketeers shooting themselves in the foot. I believe North Harrison's declined that. Going to make it a 3rd and 17 now. So let's see what Coach Moore's drawn up here.
Big play here.
And the pass incomplete to McBride. So that'll bring up a 4th and 17 with 1:14 to go here in the first.
That's definitely a possession that we we'll need to do better the next time. You can't have 2 penalties and set you back.
Yeah, because, you know, with Garrett, he is almost out to about the 45, 50-yard line. We was in good shape, and then 2 penalties, and we're back to about 32 now. So,
yep.
So Bandit set to kick. There's the kick. High, short kick. I'll take a Musketeer bounce.
Good bounce.
Picked up at about the 38-yard line of the Cougars. So we'll take a short break and hear a word from one of our sponsors. This is Musketeer Football being brought to you by WSLM Radio out of Salem, Indiana.
Let's get on our feet and give a big hand to the starting lineup at McDonald's here in Salem. The quarter pounder is coming on the field. Filet of fish and those golden delicious fries are warming up on the sideline. And now for the feature star of the night, the Big Mac. You'll score every time with a hot fresh meal from McDonald's in Salem, whether you're there for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Take a time out and stop by before or after the big game to check out their all-day.
Welcome back here. North Harrison ball. Fake the handoff. Gonna air one out. And
good defense.
Good defense by Adams to tip it away because Helms had it. He was open.
Yeah, we had 2 guys back there, and Adams made a nice play tipping it away. Really hoping he'd pick that off and take it back for 6 points, but good play by Adams. Brings up 2nd and 10 for North Harrison.
Need to get a stop here and get the ball back as we're down to 1:06 to go here in the first. Hand off to Wetzel. He's still going, and he's going to get about 15, 16 yards on the carry.
I'd say that pass play is to see what they could do against us throwing the ball because they know that they're having success running it against us.
And they're running it right up the middle on
They
us.
are. Yep.
So bring 1st and 10 from the 46 of the Musketeers. So here's the handoff to Wetzel again, and his shortest run of the night for about 4 or 5 yards.
We had several guys there. That's what we got to do. Just got to hit him low, wrap him up, and the other guys contribute.
So that'll bring up a 2nd and 6. This is what Musketeer fans like, seeing Wetzel come out for a break.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I've heard these guys right, he's got over 60 yards already in the first quarter. They're going to let the quarter come to an end as the Musketeers trail the North Harrison Cougars 8-6. We'll step away and hear a word from one of our sponsors. This is Musketeer Football being brought to you by WSLM Radio out of Salem, Indiana.
The John Hay Center presents a classic car show on September the 3rd from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. There'll be a $10 pre-registration fee, $15 on the day of the show. All vehicle entries must be at least 50 years old, a 1972 or older, and there'll be prizes for Mayor's Choice, People's Choice, and Historically Significant. All proceeds benefit the John Hay Center. Food by Bob and Kev's Barbecue, and oldies music from WSLM Radio. The John Hay Center is located at 307 East Market Street in Salem. Mark September the 3rd on your calendar. Get your classic ride polished up and head to Salem for a great afternoon of food, music, and fun mixed with a lot of history.
All right, welcome back here to Ramsey. Set to start the second quarter and kind of talking to these guys up here in between quarters. Wetzel has 65 yards. I don't know if I want to tell you everything else they told us, but he had 61 total at Brownstown last week and under 50 at Charlestown, so he's trying to make up for it.
He's a big kid, runs hard.
Yeah. Now they got Whitaker in the backfield as Wetzel's out for a break here. Hands it off to him. He's going to go off the left side, and
Good hard run.
he's going to get about another 4 yards. Bring up a 3rd and 2.
Thing I'm impressed with North Harrison's offensive line is those guys get after it and they block to the whistle.
Yeah.
Seen several of our guys 20 yards downfield, and those guys just blocking them downfield. So that's what you got to have from a good offensive lineman.
So, hand off to Wetzel, comes off the right side, and he's going to be short of the first down.
Big play.
Gets back to about the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
So that'll bring up a big 4th and 2 for the Cougars. Going to find out what the Musketeers are made of right here, because there ain't anybody here that don't think they're going for it the way they've ran the ball down our throat here to start the football game.
And my guess is they're going to give it to number 8.
Yeah. So here's quarterback sneak, and he's going to have enough. Good play there.
Yep.
The line really got off and moved us back about 5 yards, and that was a gain of about 5 or 6 yards. Moves them to the 32-yard line.
Our D-line's got to get low because these guys, they fire out of their stance, and they mean business when they get on you.
Hand off to Wetzel again. And he's still going, and finally we get enough guys to slow him down.
Yep. Bringing in some new guys, get some fresh legs in there for the Musketeers on defense.
You know, Aiden Miller, I thought had him stopped with a 2 or 3 yard gain, and he got away from him.
Yep.
You know, I'm looking at their offensive line. They got offensive line 6'5", 270. I mean, he's just moving guys out of the way.
Yeah, he's a good player.
So here's the handoff again to, this time it's back to Whitaker. He cuts it back down the middle, and he's going to get down to about the 5-yard line, 6-yard line. Quick running back there.
A little bit of different style this week compared to the last few weeks when we're trying to chase those speedsters down from Silver Creek and Gordon. These guys, they just run it down your throat.
So here's Langman under the center.
Oh, I see it.
Now the Musketeers are going to get
It's a loss of about 4 or 5, maybe.
in the backfield for a loss of about, well, we're only going to give him a yard loss.
Yep. Nice play. Couldn't tell who that was. I don't know if it's Perez or someone else that met him at the line of scrimmage, but nice play by the Musketeers.
So I'll bring up 2nd and goal from the 7 now. Need about 3 more of them plays.
Yep.
Here, Eric going to hand it off to him again. And
Yeah, there we go.
Coach gets in the backfield, and they're going to get him for about a 4-yard loss this time.
Maybe changing their defensive philosophy and sending pressure.
So that'll bring up a 3rd and goal from the 10 now. Lane gets to play, going to jog back over to the huddle. I think you know it's going to 8. It's just where they're going to run it at.
Yep.
They went heavy on the left side now. We're going to have a timeout here called by North Harrison, so we'll step away and hear a word from one of our sponsors. This is Musketeer Football being brought to you by WSLM Radio out of Salem, Indiana.
Yeehaw! Come on out for the Classic Car Show on September the 3rd from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m.
There'll be a $10 pre-registration fee, $15 on the day of the show. All vehicle entries must be at least 50 years old, a 1972 or older, and there'll be prizes for Mayor's Choice, People's Choice, and Historically Significant. All proceeds benefit the John Hay Center. Food by Bob and Kev's Barbecue, and oldies music from WSLM Radio. The John Hay Center is located at 307 East Market Street in Salem. Mark September the 3rd on your calendar. Get your classic ride polished up and head to Salem for a great afternoon of food, music, and fun mixed with a lot of history.
All right, welcome back here to Ramsey, Indiana. The Cougars are set for a 3rd and goal from the 10 out of the timeout. Whitaker in the backfield now. Now the Cougars go with 3 wide receivers. They're going to fake. Roll out by Langdon. Cuts it back up, and he's going to get in for the touchdown.
Tried to spread us out a little bit, find a crease here and there, and 6 points was the result.
So 14-6 North Harrison lead with 7:50 to go in the first half. Looks like they're going to line up for the extra point. You got to be careful when the quarterback's your holder.
Yeah. He's a pretty good athlete, too.
So here's the kick, and it is good. So Wayne Scott makes it 15-6 with 7:50 to go here in the first half. Got to have an answer here, Coach.
Yeah. You know, that was a good strategy by North Harrison to go up 15-6. Now it becomes a 2-point or two touchdown or 2 possession game now. So good strategy on North Harrison's part by kicking that.
Well, the way the last 2 weeks go, they kind of know if they can kick 1 or 2 extra points the way we did 2-point conversions, even if we match them touchdown for touchdown, they're in pretty good shape. So we've got to find a way to convert them.
Yep.
We got to answer here. We can't go 3 and out and give them the ball back and give them an opportunity to score, and they're going to get the ball to start the second half as well.
As you stated on that play where Garrett caught the ball and got out past the 50 when we had 2 consecutive penalties, we had positive momentum and just shoot ourselves in the foot too many times, and that kills drives. Need a good return here.
Yeah, we need that opening kick return here. Gibson and Jury back there again. Set the kick off. Wayne Scott set to kick it off. Starts about 11 yards deep. There's the line drive kick. Jury picks it up, hands it off on a fake the handoff. Jury still on his feet and going to get out to about the 30.
Nice little wrinkle there.
So Musketeers set to come out, take over from about the 30-yard line. You know, it seems like we always wait till late in the first half or in the second half to go to Adams. This might be a time you try to get him going here with one down the sideline.
Yeah, he's a good receiver. He'll go up and get the ball and usually makes positive plays for us. So we'll see what happens here. Maybe we'll get him involved.
Well, we got 3 wide receivers to the near side. Fake it.
Oh, they got it to him, but they were waiting on him.
So tried to run like a wide receiver screen there, and North Harrison had that scouted out perfectly.
And that's a similar play to what we ran when Drury got that positive play, and we had a holding. And as a wide receiver, you know, those guys they're used to catching the ball. They're not used to blocking, and sometimes they don't move their feet, and that results in a holding play. And that's what we had the last time we ran that. So
So a 4-yard loss. Bring up 2nd and 14 from the 28 now. Adams in motion. Hands it off to Braden. He's on the right side. He's got open field in front of him. And he's going to get about 20, 22 yards on the run.
Well, he's the guy we go to when we need a big play, and he's done that all year, so nothing different tonight.
Well, like I was telling you earlier, you know, I've seen North Harrison the last 3 nights between volleyball, middle school football, and now tonight, and at the game there was a North Harrison football player, you know, kind of trashing Braden, and he just put him on his back right there. So handed it off to him again. Braden off the left side. He's got some room again. Cuts it back up the middle now. Going to be another first down.
I don't know if I'd want to tackle Braden. He's a big kid.
And he seems to get stronger as the game goes on.
Yeah, he thrives on that. You know, when we need a big play, he wants the ball. That's what you need out of you know, one of your main guys is say, give me the ball.
So here's Bannett again, first down. He's going to step back, throws, and just behind the receiver.
Like Resher was the intended receiver there on the play. Stood behind him just a little bit.
So that'll bring up a 2nd and 10 from the 42-yard line. Good play call. I mean,
Yeah.
He was open. It was just slightly behind him. He kind of slipped going down and couldn't get his hands on it.
Cody got a little bit of pressure there and may have had to let go of it a little too early, but not a bad play.
Well, here comes Bannon again. Hands it off to Jones. He's on the left side, and he's going to get about 4 or 5 yards on the carry.
Coaching staff's doing a good job mixing up the plays tonight and not giving it to Braden 5 or 6 times in a row.
Well, I think you're in a position where you've got to give it to him here, 3rd, and we ain't got very good marks on the ball, is what I'm seeing, but
yeah. So he's been the guy when we needed a big play, so we'll see what happens here.
Step back and throw. Hits Jury. Breaks a tackle, gets away, going to pick up enough for the first down or get close.
Nice play.
Yep, be enough for the first down. So scratch what I said. We'll just throw it to Jury.
Yep. You know, Garrett's a good athlete, good receiver, and
he's really, from last year to this year, been the biggest difference in a kid that I've seen. And, you know, he's working hard, and, you know, next year he's going to be the main thread with the wide receivers. And
he's been pretty consistent for us this year.
So first down for the Musketeers. Hand off to Jones again, nothing there. He's still trying to get a couple of yards and going to get maybe 1.
Yeah, they were waiting on him there.
That'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Beautiful night out, Coach.
This is football weather. Definitely football weather.
So we're down to 4:18 to go here in the first half. 15-6, Cougars lead. Here's Bannett. Hands it off to Jones. Breaks the tackle, still going. And he's going to get down to about the 20-yard line, be close to a first down. You know, this is something I tell Chase almost after every game. He don't like playing offense. He'd rather play defense, but I see linemen just standing there. Get up there and push that pile.
Yep.
You know, I tell him, quit watching. Get up there and push it.
Yep. Play to the whistle.
So first down. 1st and 10 from the 20. Bannett getting the play call. Down to 12 on the play clock. Here's a snap. I hand it off to Jones again. Bounces off one guy and gets goes for about another 3-yard carry.
Think about Braden. He keeps his feet moving. It doesn't matter what the situation is. He's gonna get a yard out of the play.
So we're going to have a timeout by North Harrison. We'll step away and hear a word from our sponsors. This is Musketeer Football being brought to you by WSLM Radio out of Salem, Indiana.
Hello, and this is Jalen Hoare over at John Jones. School is in full session across the region, so let's talk safety. School buses are rolling around the community, so make sure that you're always aware of your surroundings. Remember to come to a complete stop once you see those flashing lights and extended stop arms. These kids are relying on us to keep them safe. Speaking of safe, Chevrolet has a plethora of standard safety features, which includes but is not limited to the front pedestrian alert. Front pedestrian braking uses a camera to see pedestrians in front of your vehicle and can alert you or even apply the brakes. Keep in mind all these safety features could potentially lead you to lower insurance premiums. Check out Chevrolet's full lineup here at John Jones.
All right, welcome back here to Ramsey. Coming out of a North Harrison timeout with a 2nd and 6 for the Musketeers from the 16 with 3:26 to go in the first half. And the Musketeers really don't want to leave much time on the clock.
I was just thinking that we need to take 3 minutes and 26 seconds off the clock.
So split backs, fake, give it to McBride.
Good play. Good change of pace.
Yeah, that's worked twice now.
Yep.
And he's going to take it inside the 10-yard line for a first down for the Musketeers.
That was something Coach Dean talked to me about this week, that tried to rest Braden a little bit because he's beat up, he's banged up, and you don't want to get him banged up in practice. So giving guys opportunities to get in there and get carries in practice builds their confidence for Friday night. We're seeing that tonight.
So first and goal from the 9. Down to 2:55 to go. Here's a snap handed off to Jones. He's met, but he's
stuck him.
And it's going to be minimal, if any, gain right there.
I don't know if they had a blitz on that play or not, but he met him right at the line of scrimmage.
May give him a half a yard gain on that play. That was 2 trains hitting, and they both just stopped.
Yeah, you could hear that up here in the press box.
So here comes the Musketeers on the 2nd and goal. They still got from the 9. Fake. Bandit rolls out. And nobody... Oh, it was caught.
Yep,
touchdown.
Couldn't tell who that was.
Looks like Adams come in there out of nowhere for the touchdown.
I thought Cody was throwing it away. A white jersey appeared and 6 points.
We'll take it.
Yeah, we'll take it. We're not complaining.
So that'll make it 15-12, and we know what's next here, Coach.
Yeah, we got to get this.
So Musketeers line up with split backs. 2 wide receivers here to the near side. Here's Bandit. And looks like Adams is going to be short. I haven't seen that play.
No, Coach told me he put that in this week. Tried to run speed option to the left, and on the pitch, Andrew or Adams comes back and gets on a reverse, but didn't get a lot of yards out of that.
I thought he had more opportunity if they would have kept going here to the left side.
I did too. I thought Cody faked that pitch and kept it himself. But
so a 2-point conversion, no good. The score is now 15-12 with 2:02 to go here in the first half. Difference in the ball game's an extra point and a 2-point conversion. So the Musketeers will be set here to kick off. Biggest thing here is not to let them score within the next 2 minutes and then turn around and get the football. We got to keep it at a 3-point game going into the half.
I don't know what North Harrison's longest possession is, but 2 minutes seems like a long time the way they move the ball.
Yeah. I got to ask you something. How many timeouts you get a half?
Should be 3.
Okay, well, Brownstown, they played with 4 half. But that's what I thought it was. So North Harrison's burnt 2 timeouts yet, so they only have 1 timeout left here. See what the Musketeers do here on the kickoff. They've got Kelms, Wetzel, and I believe Schneider back to receive.
They're pretty good athletes back there.
Your safest bet may be kick it out of bounds and keep it away from him.
That's what I was thinking.
They're going to kick to Wetzel here, and he fumbles it. He picks it up, got a hole. He's broken here to the outside. One guy to beat the kicker, and he's going to get in for the touchdown. So, not what the Musketeers wanted to see at all. That'll make it 21-12 now with 1:49 to go in the first half. That'll give him about 70 yards rushing and about another 75 on kick return. So,
yeah, he's having a good first half. Well, Mikey, I guess the positive thing out of that is we still have a minute 49. Maybe we can drive it down the score.
So here's the extra point. It's up, and it is good. So that'll make it a 10-point ball game, 22-12. Yeah, well, I mean, you're right, Coach. 1:49 to go, 3 timeouts. We got a passing game, so it isn't like we got to depend on Braden to march us down the field.
Well, and the last couple of weeks against Silver Creek and Corden, some of our biggest plays are sending Adams down the sideline and throwing it up, and he goes and gets it for a 50-yard completion.
Yeah.
So I will not be surprised if we see something like that, in the next minute 49.
On the flip side of that, we can't throw it up and throw an interception and give them an opportunity to score again here.
Absolutely not.
Either we got to go to the locker room down 10, or we got to go to the locker room cutting this lead in, at least to 3 or 4.
Yeah.
So both teams come out here for the kickoff.
Interested to see what we do here. We take the reverse last time on the kickoff. We'll see if we got any other tricks up our sleeves this time.
Score update. Salem leads Corden 8-7 after the first quarter. Oh, Coach Thompson not having the season he was hoping for so far. That'd be a big win for them if they can beat Corden.
Sure will.
So here's the kickoff. Jury gets it. And he is met right at the 27 by number 10, Hellman.
We decided we weren't going to block that kid.
Yeah, he had
untouched.
Full speed coming right at Garrett, and
Yep, sure did.
Garrett may feel that one tomorrow.
I'm sure he will.
So Musketeers is going to have to go 73 yards here to put it in the end zone with 1:43 to go. So do you come out and just give it to Braden, see if you can pick up 10 or 15 here before,
Probably,
with 3 timeouts?
Looks like North Harrison's playing their base defense. I thought maybe they'd move some guys back to prevent a big throw, but they're playing their base defense, so we'll see what happens.
So here's Bannett, Jury in motion.
I'll throw it. It's like Christian Rescher on the reception.
And he's going to get a gain of about 6 or 7. Got to be in a little bit of a hurry here, down to 1:30 to go here in the first half.
Yeah, we're wasting too much time here. We need to be on the ball, getting the signal, and snapping the football.
So down to 1:15 to go. Here's Bannett. That's back, going to throw another one. Ooh. Ball is deflected out of bounds by Wetzel. Tip throwing it to Jury. off the clock with 1:01 here to go to bring a 3rd and 4 up for the Musketeers.
Got to get a first down here. Down to 10 seconds on the play clock. We got to hurry here.
Here comes the Musketeers down to 5, 3, and they're going to get a penalty as delay game, I believe. Oh, false start. Probably in that situation, we may have had to burn one and get things set up. As important as this 3rd down is now, it's even more important on a 3rd and 9.
Yeah. Yeah, we looked a little confused on the play call and guys moving and just sometimes that happens.
Here's out to Adams. He's going to be tackled at the 30.
It'll be 4th down here.
No timeout by North Harrison yet. At this point, I'm in no hurry.
No. I'll let it run down and maybe call a timeout. Looks like North Harrison's going to call timeout.
Well, fortunate they let about 20 seconds run off there before they decided to call it. We'll stay here. There's 34 seconds to go, 34.5 to go here in the first half, and the Musketeers will have a 4th and about 7.
You know, if we punt in this situation, which I'm assuming we are, Cody's got to be able to kick it away from this kid. He's done that pretty well this year, and I know his first punt wasn't very good, but we gotta kick this ball away from the kid and not get a big return, and hopefully put him in bad field position. We get a stop.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you're still in the ball game right now, down 10. That's where you got to keep it going into the locker room.
Yeah, you gotta keep it right here.
Because they're going to get the ball to start the second half. So I feel pretty confident we're lining up to punt. So
they don't have anybody deep.
good
Good
kick.
punt. That's what we needed right there.
He's going to take it down to about the 12-yard line. So good kick by Cody there. As now there's 24.5 to go in the first half.
Yeah, it was a real good punt. 61 yards, I believe.
So I think North Harrison will see what they can get here on this first down and with no timeouts.
I'd be surprised if they throw it. I'd say they give it to their main guy, and if he breaks it, see what happens. And
Yep.
we got to hit him low and wrap up and get guys the football.
So Lehman gets a play. Comes to the line, under center. Wetzel in the backfield. They're going to hand it to him, and he's going to take about 3 Musketeers with him and take it out to about the 18-yard line. That should bring us to the half. The clock continues to run. So we're down to, that will bring us to the half as the Musketeers at the half trail North Harrison 22-12. We'll be back with you and get coaches' halftime adjustments. This is Musketeer football being brought to you by Wslm Radio out of Salem, Indiana.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly conversation about Indiana high school sports with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Now for an up-to-the-minute report about what's happening in the constantly changing world of high school sports. Here's Coach Bob Lovell with Commissioner Paul Neidig.
Welcome back, everyone, to our special edition of the Commissioner's Corner, a conversation with Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Commissioner, week number 2 of high school football. Everything seems to have gone well in that first week, and there's a lot going on at the IHSAA with your recently concluded fall meeting, so you have hit the ground running, so to speak.
We have, and Coach, I've told a couple folks, and I think I told you the other night on your show. Well, by the way, your show of 29 years that celebrates high school athletics on Friday and Saturday night. And if our listeners out there want to tune into some good information, they need to do that every Friday and Saturday night. You and your team do a great job, but. We had a great week last week, there. And what we got a lot of reports on around the state was the crowds. We had where I was at, and Assistant Commissioner Falcons, and everybody was out from our staff last week, and everybody reported back that the crowds were there, they were large, and they were enthusiastic, and so that's what makes our job fun along the way, when people get to enjoy their local team playing.
I think people have been cooped up for a long time, and the chance to go out and scream and yell for their favorite team is something that's important. And, it's also a situation, too, where it's not just football. You've had your other fall sports get started. So this is an important time of year for everybody.
It is, and believe it or not, we're about halfway through the girls' golf season already. And those kids have been out playing and getting ready, and they're starting to have these tune-up events to get ready to make their march to the state finals at Prairie View Golf Club. But boys and girls soccer, we have our boys tennis teams, boys and girls cross country. It's in full swing. And the other one we can't remember is we have unified flag football going on right now. So, we've got students that traditionally don't have an opportunity to play on a team that they're with their school representing their program as part of the unified programming. And again, those are students that may have an intellectual disability, and they're an athlete for the Indiana High School Athletic Association also.
I would tell you that I ran into Mike Leonard, the former Franklin College football coach, told me he is coaching the unified team here in Franklin, just to show you how the quality of human beings you have involved in it. And I know you're incredibly proud of it.
It is phenomenal programming. It really is an inclusive program of all students that attend the school, and we're just so happy to be able to offer as many opportunities as we can for student athletes. So we're rolling, Coach, and we're going to keep moving.
Yeah, you are. All right, your fall board meeting just concluded. One of the important topics of that is they're going to be announcing soon who will be hosting tournament sites for IHSA postseason play.
We are. Those are approved by our board of directors yesterday. So everything in our winter offering, so boys and girls swimming, boys and girls basketball, wrestling. So we approved host sites for all those events. And so they're going to be announced this week yet. But one of the things that I think people need to pay attention to here is a couple months ago we changed a little bit of the change of the format to the boys and girls basketball tournament, to where we now are going to have 4 teams in the same class will attend a semi-state site, and there's 2 games in the morning, and you advance, and the traditional 2 games in one day will actually be played at the semi-state round. So it's going to be a lot of fun basketball. But what it does is it puts 4 more facilities in our state hosting semi-state events. So that old destination, and back where I come from, there'll be some folks leaving their hometown dribbling a basketball to where those games are being played, just so they can watch their teams played. And we really think it's going to be a great weekend of basketball, and that's going to be announced. Those locations will be announced yet this week.
It's a busy time. Are you guaranteeing good weather this weekend?
We're guaranteeing that the weather's going to be good enough to play football.
Thanks for listening to the Commissioner's Corner with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig and Coach Bob Lovell. And thank you for your continued support of the high schools in your community.
everybody, Bob Lovell here. Be sure to tune in on WSLM 1220 AM and 97.9 FM for your weekly dose of Indiana sports talk from 9:30 to midnight.
What separates high school sports from other athletic programs? We keep education in front of athletics. I'm Paul Knighty, Commissioner of the IHSAA, and I'm thrilled to introduce our new Assistant Commissioner, Janie Elmer, because I know she shares the same passion for education-based athletics.
That's right, Paul. As a former principal, teacher, and Hoosier student athlete myself, I understand firsthand how high school sports provide a complete educational experience for students.
The real benefit of playing in the second classroom of high school sports isn't just about teams becoming better athletes.
It's about them becoming better people, building character and developing the habits they need to be successful adults in life. Accountability, teamwork, respect, perseverance. These are just some of the life lessons learned on the playing field.
It's good to have another passionate advocate for education-based athletics on the team. Welcome aboard, Assistant Commissioner Elmer.
This is the second classroom. This is education-based athletics. This is your IHSAA.
Welcome back here to Ramsey, Indiana, as we're at the half. As the Cougars lead the Musketeers 22-12. We got about 4 or 5 minutes left in the half. Before I get Coach's thoughts, we'll talk a little bit about what's going on around Musketeer Nation. Volleyball team will be back in action tomorrow as they travel over to Southwestern for a tournament. They play at 10, 12, and a 1, I believe. They play South Central, Trimble County, and Southwestern. So good luck to them. Band will be, I believe, back in action tomorrow, and I believe they had a great weekend last weekend over at Paoli. Mr. Lindley doing a great job with them. Do you know where they're at now?
They are at Floyd Central tomorrow, and I'm not sure about their performance time, but I do want to give a shout out to our band and to Mr. Lindley and his wife, Veronica. They do an outstanding job with our band. They do an outstanding job with choir and theater as well, but, we were real close to not having a marching band this year, and he pulled this thing together, and, they won the contest last week at Paoli, I believe. Week before, I think they finished second. So they've had a good start to their season, and they hope to continue that tomorrow, Floyd Central. So we want to wish them the best of luck at Floyd Central.
Yeah, definitely. And tennis will be starting sectional, I believe, this coming week.
Yep.
I'm assuming that's still at Floyd Central like normal.
Yes.
So good luck to the boys on that. as their season will be coming, hopefully not soon over this week. Hopefully they'll be able to advance. We're down to about 3 minutes left here, but, adjustments, what besides tackling,
Right.
what do we have to do to turn this football game around?
I'm sure that's what the coaching staff talked about at halftime. It may be personnel changes. It may be a different philosophy. It might be stunting a little bit more. We got to do something to get some action in the backfield, because right now we are getting blown off the ball and they're getting positive yards every time they run the ball. The few times that we did bring pressure, we stuffed the running back in the backfield, and I'm not saying you can do that every play, because as you and I talked off air, you do that too much and you run right past the play and it turns into an 80-yard score, and we obviously can't afford to do that. We got to come out here in the second half, get a big stop, and get the ball back, move it down the field, and score. We're still in this game. We got lots of time. In the past few weeks, second half's been our time in the game where we put up some points and have made some stops. We made some crucial stops against Silver Creek that got us back to a point in the game where we had a chance to possibly win. And last week we had some stops as well. But the second half's going to be important, where we have to get a couple stops. And like I said, I'm assuming personnel, philosophy, stunting a little bit more. I foresee that in the second half, just to change things up. But we'll see what happens. We got to come out and tackle that. That's the main thing.
Yeah, we're at the point now where you got to start playing with a little bit of chip on your shoulder and, thinking we're close. We just got to, dig deep here and find a way to win. Moral victories are over at this point. You competed at Brownstown, the Silver Creek, the Corden game, and give yourself opportunities. It's time to finish one and come away with a big win.
Yeah, you're right. I know we struggled the last few years, but we're a different ball club this year than what we have been in the past. And I think the kids are starting to realize that, but you can't say, we only got beat by 10 points tonight. We're good enough where we can beat this team.
Right.
We're good enough where we could have beat Silver Creek and Corden. But that's in the past, and you can't do anything about that. You got to work on and focus on the second half tonight, and just, be tired of losing those close games, and just say, you know what, I'm going to step up and lead this team tonight, and you guys hop on my back, and we're going to win this game. That's what we got to have in the second half. So we'll see what we got.
Yeah, and we talked about it, and you said something at the West Washington game, about how if you start your season out with a couple wins compared to a couple of losses, it makes a big difference. And I really think that's 100% true. If we win at West Washington and then the Crawford County game, you're 2-0, your confidence is up instead of, down and then up, and then you go to Brownstown, and so.
Yep, yeah, I found that out, coaching many years, that when you start off 2-1, 3-0, whatever it may be, that you're probably going to have a pretty good year. And, confidence early goes a long way, and we're better. But as I said, and you said, Mikey, we can't say, well, we played a great game. We got to get to the point where we say we didn't do enough to win that game, and be motivated to work hard and come out and win some of these games. We still got a chance to win a few games here. So,
yeah, this one's one of them. It's not over yet. And, I think North Harrison's kind of looking for maybe an onside here. They got 9 guys up and 2 back. Can't give another run back for a touchdown here. There's the onside, and he's going to fall on it at about the 48-yard line. Oh, one thing I see that I was kind of worried about, and I just texted Wes, was Garrett didn't warm up. He was over there with Sarah. After that hit he took, I was kind of worried, something there, but he's back on the field, so that's good. Good for the Musketeers, good for him.
Yeah.
So, bus stop here for the Musketeers. Can't give up any points on this possession. We're going to have a whistle. Oh, we didn't get
Tee on the field.
Tee off the field.
Yep.
Talking to these guys up here in the box with us, he said we outgained them as a team by 11, and we trailed by 10.
Yep. Yeah, we had some good drives. Our second possession, we had a couple penalties, and that ruined it for us, but we've had 2 pretty long drives, and that, that's encouraging.
So here comes Langdon under center. Guy in motion. Hands it off to Wetzel, and he's going to get about 4. I think he said he had about 71 yards the first half, and Brayton had about 68. So the difference, though, is he had probably half the carries. Plus a 79-yard touchdown kickoff return is on top of that 71 yards of rushing. So
yeah, he may have hurt his own rushing stats by running that kickoff back.
Yeah. So that'll bring up a 2nd and 6 from the 48 after a 4-yard gain. Hands it off to him again. He's going to have enough for a first down. Runs over a player.
Yeah, he's
still goes.
They load.
Now, I think we're getting a taste defensively of what it's like for opponents to tackle Braden.
Yeah. Yeah, he's pretty comparable to Braden. Might be a little bit taller, but they both have the same running style, and if you're in their way, look out.
So about a 20, 25-yard gain there. Whitaker in the backfield now. Gonna step back, and they're going to throw one.
Go get that.
And it's caught and down at about the 1-yard line, 2-yard line. Kelm with the catch.
Couldn't tell who our defender was, but I don't think he knew the ball was in the air.
No, I believe it was Adams, and he just didn't get his head turned around. And
that's a ball where he just threw it up, and that's really anybody's ball, and North Harrison came down with it.
So North Harrison knocking on the door here to make this a 16-point ball game. And there's the quarterback sneak, and he's going to get in for the touchdown. So that'll make it 28-12 now. They're going to kick the extra point again. That'll make it a 3-score game if he is able to convert this extra point. He's 2 for 2 on the night. High snap, gets it down, it's up, and it looks good. So that'll make it 29-12 with 10:39 to go. 1:11 off the clock for North Harrison as they had a short field as the onside didn't work for the Musketeers, but got to respond here. You've got to start, if you get in, you got to convert the 2-point conversions if you want to have an opportunity to come back.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah, we got to respond here. I mean, we're only down a couple scores, so not out of reach. Long way to go. We just gotta rebound, punch one in, and try to get on defense the next time.
Scoring update: Brownstown is up 10-7 on Seymour at the half. Silver Creek and Jeff was, I believe, tied at 7. Once again, Corden was up 19-8 on Salem with a few minutes left in the first half. West Washington off this week. They were scheduled to, I believe, play Rock Creek, and Rock Creek canceling their program late in the summer, West Washington wasn't able to pick up anybody to play tonight, so they got a week off, which at this point in the juncture may not be a bad thing.
May not be. I believe they're coming off a pretty rough loss last week, so maybe a good healing week for them.
So here's the Cougars set to kick off. Another great kick. Jury picks it up at about the 5-yard line. Being chased, he gets out to the outside. He's still on his. Could be a late hit there.
He was out of bounds a couple steps when he got drilled.
No flag.
No flag. I think we missed one there.
Yeah, he was hit good 2 or 3 steps out of bounds. Great return by Garrett.
Yeah, once again, we decided we didn't want to block a couple guys, and he was running hard to get away from them, but
so brings it out to about the 34-yard line. So almost a 30-yard return for Garrett. He's done a good job in that role.
Yeah, he has.
So here comes the Musketeers, banded in the shotgun with Jones behind him. Adams in motion, fakes the handoff, goes to Jones on the right side. He's got a hole. Still on his feet. He's going to be right at the first down marker.
Tripped up there.
They're going to probably mark him about a half a yard short. So, good offensive start for the Musketeers on the first play. 9-yard gain for Braden. So, 2nd and 1 from the 43. Here's banded in the shotgun again. Adams in motion to hand it off to him. He's going to turn it upfield. He's going to have a first down as he picks up about 3 or 4 yards. So he brings it out to the 47.
I said it earlier, we're doing a good job of mixing up our play calls tonight.
Yeah, I mean, they've been effective. I think we've only had 1 or 2 that was a negative play.
Right.
You know, the 2 penalties really cost us on a drive, but I felt like we had momentum. And But here's Bannett, fakes a handoff, throws it out to Resher. He's going to have a first down. Still standing. And he's going to take it to about the North Harrison 40.
Yeah, that's a nice play. Good catch and run.
You know, he's another kid that really every week gets better and becomes more of a threat for us. And
I've been really pleased watching Christian develop as an athlete, especially here on the football field. I know he plays baseball, but you know he's really helped us out the past few weeks, and that was a big play right there.
So first down for the Musketeers. Hand it off to Jones again. He breaks to the outside. He's got a little bit of daylight, and he's going to be drugged down by number 16, Leffler.
He may have been better off if he kept going straight instead of trying to veer to the outside. It looked like he had a little bit of a hole there.
So a gain of about 4. Bring up a 2nd and 6 from the 36-yard line.
It's pretty easy to see that from up here in the press box. I'm sure it was a different view down there.
Yeah. That's always easier up here.
Oh, yeah.
So,
got a huge hole on the left side.
Bannett's going to throw, go into the end zone.
Got it. Oh, he had it.
I don't know if it hit him or off the helmet.
Not sure. It's kind of dark down there. It's hard to see.
But incomplete pass to Adams. That'll bring up a 3rd and 6 now.
Not a bad call. You got 2 downs to get 7 yards here. Take a shot and see what happens.
So, kind of staying in the same set. Throws it over to
a little short.
They'll be about a yard short. Bring up a 4th and 1. Rusher, made a good catch, sliding catch there.
They didn't give us a very good spot on that one.
This is where I really like to see Caleb in the backfield, lead blocker again. Bandit trying to get everybody where he wants them. 4th and 2 here. Going to give it to Jones, and he's going to have enough for the first down.
He's got it. There's a big hole, and he ran hard.
So I moved the chains one more time for the Musketeers. We've moved the football very effectively against them. It's just taken us a little longer than what they do.
Yep.
So Bandit getting the signal from the sideline. They went to this 3 wide receiver look on going to each side or whichever, and just Jones in the backfield. It's been effective. Bandit steps back, throws it to Jones, makes a spin move, makes nothing out of something there, and gets a positive couple yards.
Sure, in the scouting report this week, they've used that trips formation to maybe take advantage of North Harrison's defense, the way they play their ends and their outside backers. They do a lot of outside backers read where the defensive ends are going, and they try to go opposite, try to put them in a difficult situation where they have to adjust to that trips formation.
So here we go at 2nd and 9 from the 28. Hand off to Jones again on the right side.
Stuffed.
May got a couple on the play. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and about 6 or 7.
Might be a good opportunity to put McBride in the backfield and have that 2 back look and fake to Braden, give it to him, and see if we can't get 7 or 8 yards.
So I'll bring up I got 3rd and 8 on the board here. Not a very generous spot there, but Gibson's checked in for Adams now. Bandit back to throw. And incomplete to Gibson. It would have been short of the first down. So that'll bring up a 4th and 8. From the 27-yard line. Pretty much put yourself in a passing situation here. Musketeers still waiting on a play call.
We may call timeout here. We're about running out of time.
So timeout by the Musketeers. We'll step away and hear a word from one of our sponsors. This is Musketeer Football being brought to you by WSLM Radio out of Salem, Indiana.
Hello, and this is Jalen Hoare over at John Jones. School is in full session across the region, so let's talk safety. School buses are rolling around the community, so make sure that you're always aware of your surroundings. Remember to come to a complete stop once you see those flashing lights and extended stop arms. These kids are relying on us to keep them safe. Speaking of safe, Chevrolet has a plethora of standard safety features, which includes but is not limited to the front pedestrian alert. Front pedestrian braking uses a camera to see pedestrians in front of your vehicle and can alert you or even apply the brakes. Keep in mind all these safety features could potentially lead you to lower insurance premiums. Check out Chevrolet's full lineup here at John Jones. You can find us online at johnjonesautogroup.com or give us a call at 877-473-5546. And remember, you see so many because they paid so little.
All right, welcome back here to Ramsey, Indiana, as Musketeers come out of a timeout. Got a 4th and 8 from the 27. 5:14 to go in the 3rd. Adams in motion. Bandit steps back. Foul picked off right there.
Almost intercepted. Cody saw something, started scrambling through at the last minute. And
so the Musketeers will turn it over on downs. Give it back to the Cougars. Cougars will start on the 27-yard line.
It's a must. We have a stop on this series.
Yeah, as we took about 5.5 minutes off the clock and come away with an empty possession, so...
They may come out and throw it here just to see what can happen here.
Hand it off to Wetzel. He breaks it out here to the outside. You know, you've touched on it, but, you know, they're wide receivers 15 yards down the field still blocking.
They do a good job, those guys blocking.
So he brings it out, about a 20-yard gain, brings it out to about the 48, 49-yard line.
He's a good-looking player, good hard runner.
He's probably the best we've seen in the backfield.
I would say so. Power, speed, agility. He brings it all.
I'm more impressed just the way he sees the openings. I mean, sees the holes and hits them hard. So we got a first and 10 here from the 49 for North Harrison. Out of the shotgun for the first time with Lane, and he hands it back off to Wetzel. And he's going to get about a 2-yard gain there.
That's a good job there. Caleb King did a nice job. I believe that was Caleb at defensive end, playing his responsibility, stuffing the hole, allowing his linebackers to fill.
So, substitution here for the Musketeers, trying to keep fresh bodies in against this big offensive line. You know, and Caleb don't get much of a break.
No, he doesn't. I don't know if he ever gets a break, maybe on special teams.
So here's the fake quarterback keeper now, still on his feet. He's going to have enough for the first down if he gets about 10 yards on it.
I think that was Caleb King on that tackle there, and I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he was the defensive end on the opposite side, and he still made the play.
So Musketeers still rotating guys in. We're down to 3:40 to go here in the third quarter. North Harrison just continues to run the ball. Stays in the shotgun, fakes it, going to roll out here to the near side. And he's got a receiver, Kelvin, to catch. Jury pushes him out of bounds at about the 2-yard line.
Spotted at the 4.
So, something you haven't seen much of. They've come out and passed a couple times here in the third quarter.
It's the thing with running teams. They run the ball, and then they kind of put you to sleep and surprise you with a pass, and those DBs are expecting to make a tackle on the running back.
So Langdon back under center now. Going to hand it to Wetzel, and he's just going to go in untouched for the most part for the touchdown. That'll make it 35-12 now. Wayne Scott will come out and try to attempt the extra point to make it 36-12. And the kick is up, and it is good. So 3:08 to go here in the third, 36-12, North Harrison lead. We'll step away and hear a word from our sponsors. This is Musketeer football being brought to you by Wslm Radio out of Salem, Indiana.
Remember when you had your birthday party at McDonald's, playing with your family and friends? Enjoying cake and that one-of-a-kind McDonald's food and drink? If you're looking for a fun and safe place to have a party for your children or grandchildren, look no further. Party time is back at McDonald's right here in Salem, Mitchell, and West Baden. That's right, hosted birthday parties are back, baby. Call event coordinator Renee Lewis at 812-788-0126 to schedule your birthday for Salem, Mitchell, or West Baden today. The party includes food and drink for up to 10 guests, with your choice of white or chocolate cake ice cream for each child, a gift for the birthday boy or girl, goodie bags for each child, and a festive decorated party area. Parties at Salem allow children to play, while the McDonald's in Mitchell and West Baden will feature age-appropriate games. Let McDonald's make your child's next birthday party stress-free for you and fun for them. Call Renee at 812-788-0126 today and get your next party on the schedule.
All right, welcome back here to Ramsey, Indiana, as the Musketeers trail 36-12. And we knew coming over here, Coach, it was going to be a tall order to come over here and get a win, but felt like it was capable of being done. Just, you know, we've moved the football just...
We have. You know, in years past that we play North Harrison, and typically we play them well, at least for the first half, and you know, they don't change what they do. They run it, and if you can't stop them, then they score a lot of points, so... No different tonight.
So, Wayne Scott set to kick off. High kick. Looks like Adams is going to take this one. And he's going to get out to about the 34, 35-yard line. So, Musketeers will come out for an offensive possession. Next week, the Musketeers will be back in action at home against county rival Salem. Senior night. I highly, highly suggest, if you haven't seen this team, come out and support them next Friday night. It's at Salem. It's a Salem game. It's going to be a big game. A game Musketeers feel like they can win, should win, need a big crowd, and, you know, last home game for these seniors possibly, unless they get a sectional game at home. So here we go, Bennett in shotgun with Jones behind him. Hands it off to Jones. Nothing there. He's going to be stuffed in the backfield for about a 2-yard loss. Not a very clean handoff.
No, they had a lot of pressure, and he was met in the backfield as soon as he got the ball. Talk about the Salem game next week. I know, you know, both teams will come in, and neither team will have an impressive record, but you know it's going to be a good game because it's county rival, and we want to see a big crowd.
Bennett rolls out to the far side, looking for a receiver. He's going to keep it and get back to about the original line of scrimmage. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 10 with 2:18 to go here in the third. Yeah, I agree. You know, I think depending on what happens in Salem's game tonight, both teams will come in with one win. You know, depending on the outcome of our game as well. You know, I believe Salem's got a conference win where we're still looking for a conference win for the year, so it'll be a conference game.
Right.
So, you know, regardless of the record, these boys are working hard week in, week out.
And they are fun to watch.
Down to 2 seconds on the play clock, and we're not going to get the play off. We're going to get a delay game. You know, not only do you get to see these boys play, and, you know, tonight we're kind of under, you know, we're used to putting 30, 35 points up on the board. We haven't done that yet, but, you know, you're going to have great food.
Oh, yeah.
So, come out and support them. So here we go, 3rd and 15, Bennett back, scrambling, trying to get away, and he's going to get sacked.
Yeah.
So that'll bring up about a 4th and 20 now.
Had good coverage downfield and didn't really have anybody to throw to.
Looking out here at the press box, see our very own baseball coach, Lincoln Jones.
Yep. I really like what Lincoln's doing with their baseball program. He's doing a lot of good things with the youth and trying to build a program, and that's exciting to see.
Yeah, I mean, I think they got something here. If next Saturday, I believe, is a alumni game.
Yep.
So good bounce here on the punt by Bannett. And it's going to go down about the 29-yard line. I believe he had a clinic a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I think he called it Dads and Dogs, where the dads and the kids came out and they did drills and had hot dogs afterwards. And looking at pictures today on Facebook, looked like he had a pretty decent turnout. And hopefully they learned some baseball and took a few drills away from that day, and
yeah,
they'll be future Musketeer.
You know, and that's another program that was very young last year.
Yeah, it was.
You know, so hopefully they'll grow and be very competitive this year. And
yep.
So fake reverse over to number 24 as he gets tackled there by Adams for about a 5-yard gain. That's Snyder on the carry. You know, it's exciting around Musketeer Nation. You know, we got Lincoln in his second year at the baseball helm. 3 new coaches in their first year. Volleyball, boys basketball, girls basketball. You know, with the boys basketball, you've got a veteran in his first year.
Yep.
That, you know, has been around the game all his life. Excited for that, and you know, high hopes on girls basketball.
Yep.
You know, bringing back a very talented group, and with how a postseason set up now, where you only got to play one regional game, you know, kind of benefits us, I feel like.
Yep. Yeah, it's it'll be neat to watch our basketball programs, both boys and girls, and see what kind of seasons they have. I know everybody's excited and looking forward to good seasons.
There's a handoff to Wetzel again. He's going to have enough for the first down as he gets about 10 yards on that carry. You know, and then the softball team's bringing back majority of the team after a run at the semi-state last year, and hopefully to have a repeat in that. And
yeah, that was fun to watch that group kind of develop over the course of the year, and then see the run they had in the tournament. It was good to see. We've kind of struggled a little bit in softball over the years, but Coach Patton and her staff and the girls worked hard, and you see the benefits of that.
Yeah, I mean, I know you was at a lot of ball games and talking to you. You know, I remember talking to you. We were made up a Mitchell game mid-season and decided to play a doubleheader, and you know, I kind of feel like we went over and won 2 ball games when they kind of thought they were going. They were picked to win sectional, and there's no doubt about it. And we went over and won 2, and you know, our defense was just outstanding as the season went on, and you know, it was fun. Like you said, I don't know that I've seen that many people at a softball game ever at high school as we had there at that regional game. And
yeah, that was different to see, but it was fun to watch, and to have a dominating performance like we did in the regional made it even better. And you know, you go in a semi-state and have a good showing there, and then you know, really have a chance to win that first game. It just, a few things here and there didn't go our way, and you know, played a really good team, and you know, we represented Eastern High School in a very positive way.
You know, I remember when, you know, the girls got recognized a few weeks ago, and Wes and I had Coach Patton on at halftime, and after they were recognized, and you know, I talked to her quite a bit, graduated with her, and something she had never said, she said on the radio that would just kind of amaze me was when they showed up at semi-state, the athletic director at Forest Park said, "Where's your JV team?" She goes, "All I got's 10. That's all I got. We're here to play." I mean,
yeah.
So,
yeah.
But we're here set to start the fourth quarter. North Harrison ball after a false start on the Cougars. It'll be 1st and 15 from the 40. As you know, they're going to be in clock management. Hand it off now to Wetzel. He cuts it back up the middle, and he's going to get about 6 yards on the carry and bring up a 2nd and 9.
Thinking at some point they're going to take him out, give some other guys a few carries, and try to rest him. And you know, you get a game that's not totally out of hand, but 2 or 3 scores, and you know, you hope you don't have a major injury or any injury to one of your main guys. So, but he seems like a tough kid, and
so here we go. Hand off again to him. Breaks another tackle, and he's going to take this one to the house. He slowed up and
try to make a cut.
So he'll take it down to about the 8-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for the Cougars.
43 yards on the carry.
We're down to 11 minutes to go in the ball game. That may be it for him tonight.
I always hate it for running backs. They would get the ball down to the 5-yard line and then put somebody else in to score.
Right.
Yeah, we're tugging and fighting there to keep them out. We did a good job there. 5 or 6 Musketeers on that tackle.
So it'll be no gain there. So bring up 2nd and goal for the Cougars. You know, and talking about softball, I'm kind of hoping this football team kind of goes in that, just they get that win, and, you know, maybe next week that's it, and go to Scottsburg in a winnable game and kind of get the ball rolling going into sectional. Here's a handoff to Whitaker, and he's going to take it down to about the 5-yard line.
Looks like their workhorse is going back in.
Yeah.
I'd say they're going to try to get him another score if they can.
So as we're down to 9:45 to go in the ball game, North Harrison knocking on the door of punching one more in. Wetzel in the backfield. Going to hand it to him. He's going to break it to the outside, and
yeah, we stopped him.
Going to be short of the goal line.
Like Coates on the play.
Coates is slow to get up. So I'll bring up a 4th and goal from about the 3-yard line. You know, I was thinking maybe they might try the field goal just for, you know, an opportunity to practice and if you ever need it. And
right. Wouldn't be surprised if they roll the quarterback out here. That's what they did in the first half.
Yep. And there's nobody out here besides one. Adams had a shot but couldn't get him, and that'll be 6 for the Cougars as that'll push it to a 42-12 lead with 8:44 to go here in the ball game. That's why they miss you up on top, Coach. You've seen that, and you could have been telling them.
It's just you get that feeling that they've fed number 8 the ball, and you knew our defense was focused on that. That's just a good play call on their part.
So here's Wayne Scott. Perfect on the night, and he's going to continue to be perfect. So that'll make it 43-12 as we're down to 8:44 to go in the ball game.
I know it's getting further away from us, but I'd like to see us punch another one in, and who knows what happens after that. Make the score a little more respectful, and in the game maybe with a confidence booster that, you know, hey, we got to be ready for Salem next week because it's going to be a ball game. You can throw. It doesn't matter if both teams are undefeated or both teams have not won a game or anywhere in between. You can throw out the records when it comes to a county rivalry game. So
You know, it's an Indiana-Purdue deal. It don't matter,
That's
you know, what the deal is. You know, it's kind of neat to see the boy from West Washington get the start for Indiana last week at center and have a good outing and contribute.
Yeah, I was reading the story on that, how he became the starter. I guess their starter got hurt in pregame warm-up, and the backup center was already out, so he was the third guy in line. And 30 minutes before the game, Coach Allen told him he was starting to center. So I can't imagine what kind of emotions he was going through, but I think he ended up being their offensive player of the game.
Yeah,
which is pretty cool, you know, seeing a kid that's worked hard, a lot of emotion, loves Indiana football, go in there and just play hard. And I know the Senator Nation people are proud of him, and then Washington County should be proud of him too.
right. Adams, good run out here, gets it to about the 45. So Musketeers will come out and take over a good field position. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty awesome. Local boy playing, and you know, up there and having a little bit of success now. And it just, you know, if you're a young athlete, you always got to be ready to go because you never know when your number's going to be called. And, you know, I mean, we're talking 30 minutes. You're on the field warming up thinking, I'm going to be over here on the sideline and get told you're starting. I mean, you've got to be ready to go, and that's big time. So kudos to him and his family, and take the handoff, give it to Jones, give it to McBride. He's going to get about 2 yards on the carry.
I was watching that game, that IU game, and when I recognized his number on the field, I started paying attention to him a little more, and he did a good job. I think I read he's probably the smallest offensive lineman for IU, but he played pretty big for him, and you know, he did a good job. I was impressed watching him.
You never know. It could turn out to be a starter the rest of the year, depending on how things went. I mean, so that's here's Bannock going to roll out. This is a pitch to Jones. He's got a little daylight on the left side. He's going to be about 1 yard short of the first down.
You got a really good block on the end over there. I'm not sure who that was, but really nice block.
So that'll bring up a 3rd and 1 for the Musketeers. So where they've marked it looks like almost a 3rd and 2. So here's Bannock. Another first down for the Musketeers.
That the ground caused that.
Yeah, they're going to say the ground caused the fumble.
Yeah.
Resher with the first down catch.
North Harrison fans are getting a little excited on that, but the ball did come out when he hit the ground.
Well, there's always 100 right officials in the stands every week. I mean,
like we said, it's easy to see things and call things from up here.
you know, as a coach, you sit there and you know they've made the right call. You see that, and you hear fans yelling at these guys, and you know they don't understand how hard it is to get officials right now, and the job these guys are doing. They're human. They're going to make mistakes, and but you know, he made the right call here.
He did. Looks like we got a sideline warning on the Musketeers. Coach Dean got excited about something, or somebody did over there. I don't know. You know, you're right. High school, you don't have replay like you do in college and pros. If they make a mistake, they have the opportunity to go and correct it, but high school sports a little bit different. And you know, the IHSA they're experiencing some shortages with officials. And, you know, you see things in social media where there's fights between officials and parents, and you know, it's a game, and it's for the kids, and we as fans, we need to keep that in mind. That I know we all want to win, and we want to see our kids be the best they can be, but if it were easy, everybody'd be doing it.
Right.
And it's not. So, you know, as frustrated as I would get when I was coaching, you know, you got to look back and say they're doing the best they can.
Right. You know, I hear people in the stands, and without giving my age, I see officials I had when I played still doing it and helping out these schools. And without these kids don't get to play if we don't have these officials. And
you know, and I give the IHSA a lot of credit because they're allowing schools, in association with the Department of Education, to be able to offer an officiating class. Last year there were about a dozen schools that kind of piloted that program just to see how it went, and now there's more schools that are offering it this year, and we're one of those. We don't have a lot of kids that are in the class. There's 4 or 5 kids, but those kids love sports. They play sports, and they're learning how to be an official. They're hopefully at the end of the year they could be licensed in 2 or 3 different sports where they could go and referee an IHSA sports. Now we're going to start them young and let them referee some scrimmages, do some middle school games with an official that's been doing it for a while.
right.
But you don't become a good official until you get that experience. And you know, Mr. Newcomb, our athletic director, is kind of in charge of that class, and I think they're almost ready to take their first test to be licensed in basketball. So we'll see how that goes, and it's kind of cool, you know. You're a senior, and you've got a fun class. So it's interesting. We'll see how many more schools jump on board over the next couple of years, but like you said, there's referees that are still refereeing when we play.
Yeah.
And that's been a few years ago. And at some point, they're going to say, I can't do this anymore, and we've got to have some youth taking those spots. So,
well, that's something that my wife keeps telling me is, hey, when our kids are done, you need to start doing this for extra money. And, you know, not only do you have to be focused on the game, but, you know, a basketball official up and down the court, I mean, you've got to take care of yourself. And so Musketeers are going to take a timeout as we're down to 4:13 here to go. It's going to be 4th and 13. See if the Musketeers go for it or punt. This game's pretty much over as a 31-point lead for the Cougars. And they've kind of just controlled the game. They have. For the most part tonight. You know, we come out with a great opening drive and took a 6-0 lead, and after that they've kind of just did their thing and, you know, kept the pedal down. But,
well, you know, coming in, knowing their style of offense and knowing that our defense has struggled the past few weeks in terms of tackling, you know, you just hope maybe you get enough guys to the line of scrimmage and somebody wraps the legs and 4 or 5 other guys helps take the big running back down. But that's not been the case tonight. And, you know, as a result of that, we've surrendered 43 points to the Cougars.
So Musketeers come out of timeout. We'll see what they decide to do here. Looks like they're going to go for it.
They've got three defensive backs about 15 yards off the ball, so they're expecting something deep.
Ball is deflected and be incomplete. So it'll be turnover on downs for the Musketeers. And this may be the first time all year I've seen the frustration set in with us offensively. And
yeah, I was about ready to make that comment. We look a little deflated and defeated right now, and for the first time in about 3 weeks, our offense hasn't, you know, we've not put the ball in the end zone 5 or 6 times, and that's going to happen. You know, you're going to go on a 3 or 4 game streak where you're scoring 30 points a game, and then you're going to run into somebody that has made an adjustment slow you down. And, you know, one of the possessions we had tonight, we slowed ourselves down with 2 costly penalties. But, you know, North Harrison has done a decent job slowing us down for the most part.
New running back, same result, Coach.
Yep.
That was number 9, McKinney, for about a 30-yard gain.
Yep.
So
He's a sophomore, so he ran hard on that play.
yes, he did. You know, and I see that we got some new guys in as well. We rotated some guys out, not wanting them to get banged up anymore. And, you know, the biggest thing if I'm Coach Dean right now is to keep an upbeat, positive attitude, you know, because you got Salem this week. You can't get down on yourself and dwell on it very long. You got to turn around and get ready for a big rival game this week.
Yep.
Here's a handoff to the fullback. He's going to bust it up the middle. It's still going, and you know he's going to pick up about another 20 yards, as that was number 17, King,
Another
sophomore.
Looks like they got some good running backs coming up.
Yeah, and you know, Chase and the middle school team, they played North Harrison last night, and it was the same type of offense in the middle school. I mean, they developed 2 or 3 running backs and keep working with them, and you know that's how they run it through the whole program. And you know, helping Coach Weatherford this year, you know, that's something he wants to instill in the basketball. Is I don't care what we do, we're doing the same from middle school up from, you know. So hand it back off to the fullback again, and he's going to pick up another 3 yards. As we're down to 2:45 to go in the ball game.
That's how you develop a program. You know, your feeder system. You gotta have them doing pretty much what you're doing at the varsity level. That way, when they get to you in 2, 3, 4, 5 years, you know the terminology you use. They're used to hearing that. You know the play calls are familiar. I know it gets a little more detailed as you progress into the high school level, but that only makes your program better. And you know they don't do anything fancy here with this football program. They just line up and say, "Stop us."
So number 17, King, takes it in for the score, and you know he ran it 2 or 3 straight times there. Just, I mean, he was determined to get it in.
Yeah, he's got fresh legs and ran hard. And
so that'll push the score to 49-12. You know, I believe this may be our worst loss all year, Coach.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And this is you know, you've touched on it quite a bit. This is a total different team than we've seen all season.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't seen a power running team.
No.
So Wayne Scott the kick, and it is good. He's perfect on the night to make it 55-12. Now, this North Harrison team is going to be a tough team in the postseason.
Yeah, well, I know they gave Brownstown a run for their money last week. I think it was a 5-point loss to Brownstown, but you know they've got a good ball club.
Well, it just tells you how good Charlestown is, who beat Brownstown 30-13 and beat them similar score. That, you know, how good Charlestown is this year, and you know, we finish up the season on the road down there, and so.
And we talked about it, you know, off air a little bit, that if in our sectional there's 3 or 4 pretty good teams, and you know we don't play 2 or 3 of those teams. Well, several of those teams we don't play in the regular season, and you know you draw one of those teams and they look at your record and only won a few games, but I feel like we could be a pretty dangerous team in the tournament if as long as we stay injury free. You know, things keep going our way where I feel like our guys on offense especially have confidence. We need to develop that a little bit more defensively, but you know, we we could be a team in the sectional that, you never know, could win a game or two depending on the draw.
Yeah, I agree. And here's the kickoff. Takes a big bounce. Jerry grabs it. Breaks it to the outside. Still on his feet and going to get it out to about the 42-yard line, and we're going to have a flag on a play.
Yep, that's a good return by Garrett. Not sure what the penalty is. Oh, they're waving it off.
So no flag.
You know, as a coach, when I would see that, I would always wonder, if there's no penalty, then why did we throw the flag in the first place?
Yeah, and to me, I look at that as a coach, spectator, whatever, that they're saying, well, it wasn't bad enough. We got to call it a blowout game, so let's just move on and get this over.
And I get that, you know, I get that. You know, so, back to what we said, they're doing their best, and maybe one official thought he saw something, but the other guy helped him and said, no, he did not do that.
So here's the handoff.
So Zach Fickus on the carry?
Yep. And now we got a flag. Flags all over the place. A little scuffle going on here.
That's not good.
No. Number 65, Williams, and number 59, Miller for the Musketeers.
I'm not so sure. There's not been a couple of guys ejected. If that's the case, they won't be playing next week.
They're just running the clock now.
A little bit of frustration. Thought I heard the referee say they're going to let the clock run and this game's over.
Well, and as an official, I think that's the right thing. A minute to go in a game, you don't want to, you know, a kid to get suspended.
Yeah. I believe I saw one official make the motion. He's either telling one of our kids to get off the field or he's been tossed.
So that's going to be your ball game, as it's 50-12, and 65 is going to the locker room. That's probably a smart decision on coach right there.
Yep.
So that'll be a final as the Musketeers lose here at North Harrison, 50-12. Not a lot to talk about here as game ended in a bad way.
Yep. Yeah, you hate to see it end that way.
Yeah. But Musketeers will be back in action next week, 7 o'clock, as Wes will be back. I don't know, Coach, I know you'll have a lot going on with senior night. Maybe you can stop by for a minute or two. And, hopefully we'll rebound this week and get ready for a big county rival game here and next week. So appreciate you helping out tonight, Coach, and driving down. And I'm sure you'll be back on air with us again before the end of the season. And want to thank all of our sponsors, and once again thank Greg and Becky for allowing us to cover you in Musketeer athletics. We really enjoy bringing it to you guys, and you know, it's just beginning. Basketball season will be starting in about a month, and rare and ready to go. And but once again, Musketeers fall 50-12 to North Harrison. They'll be back in action next week against county rival Salem at home on senior night. Come out and support the boys. And Coach, unless you got something, I'll send it back to the station.
I appreciate you letting me be on air with you tonight.
All right, well, this is Mike Bow along with Coach Ferris, and we'll send it back to the station. Good night, and God bless.
I'm going to go down there. Thanks for letting me.
Hey, no problem.
Maybe the next road game or so.
Yeah, because I don't think he'll be at Scott for sure.
He'll say about one word, that's about it.
Yeah, you know what, we got. But he brought up, you know, as a player, I mean, he actually talked quite a bit. I mean, it was good.
I'll say something.
I ain't gonna be able to do this. I mean, it's a high-paying job.
Well, be careful.
All right, you too, man.